your game plan. And that's why you see the Atlas banned out, for example, right now too. Even the Matilda and the Marcel, obviously big power picks in the roam. First pick's going to be the Freya here for MENA. I was really surprised, honestly, in that Game 3 for the HUNS versus Alpha 7, just how strong they started that game. I mean, it was so one-sided up to that point, and you know, they really have figured something out that works the best for them, and I think we'll already see that in their answer with the first 2 picks over here on the red side.
Yeah, Yuzong Arlet is kind of unfair for Arlet.
Not an easy matchup to win. Definitely needs a little bit of help, and I think the only time that can happen is at level 1, right? You help the Arlet at level 1, get into level 4 quick, and then maybe it gets better. But for now, Paquito is going to be the first lock-in for the side of the HUNS. Not a bad option here since Phoveus is gone, and Akai, a quick follow-up.
Okay, Bunkai getting the Paquito. Still meta. Talk about, too, his Guinevere performances, right? I kind of expect to see that at some point in the series, too, but Akai will go ahead and help him build out. Now with the Freya, which we don't know 100%, right? Which lane it's going to go in. Most of the time, it has been XP, I think, statistically throughout the wild card.
In the past 2 months, I believe.
Past 2 months. Yeah. But I think nonetheless, you still could potentially see a... I don't know, do they go with a YSS plan here?
I feel like if they go YSS, highly likely it's going to go to gold unless the Ruby's still up.
Yeah.
Then it's up. Then, you know, it's up in the air.
But that's the thing, right? If they do decide to go for the double fighter comp, they have to show it now. They can't kind of like supplement it later. And they go for the high loss on top of the Yeeb. So they got RWM. They have ways to slow their opponents. And honestly, it's pretty good because this is supplementary. Keep them within ourselves so that Freya can run right through them.
Keeps the draft open. Right? You still don't know. This can be a utility jungle. This can be a damage jungle. Either or works very well with the first 3 cores that they got for themselves.
Yeah, there's the gourd. Wasn't it? Was it FALCON MENA that brought the Hayabusa?
Yes,
Boyet, right?
yes,
Yeah, Boyet played it yesterday.
He said that was the 3rd choice after
That was their 3rd choice.
After Yi Sun-shin as well as Suyo was banned.
Yeah. So we might see something else come up again. Maybe they lean on that 3rd pick, maybe not. Harith is going to be banned out here. Both teams are looking to see what they pick up in the gold lane. One thing too is so far there's been a whole lot of what Moskov carry. You know, obviously Claude and the Harith, but when those are kind of banned out, I think that's where you start to see some teams. Are they willing to actually dig into that hero pool in the gold lane? I feel like we're in this place where it's like you don't have to. Just because the gold lane is so passive for right now until eventually, even if you get to the late game. We've had some long games. What was our longest recorded game before was 25 minutes-ish?
The game just now was 25 minutes,
25 minutes. Did it break that one, though?
Honestly, I can't remember. Anything above 20 minutes
is pretty long.
I don't want to think about it.
It's a good way of putting it, because now we start to see, finally, the Claude gets banned out. Harith as well. On the opposite side, we do see the Fredrin as well as the Harley. So jungle and marksmans for either side.
So now in terms of the gold lane, there's still the carry as well as the Obsidia. Even we see some wild Brunos, wild Grangers, maybe the HUNS doesn't have to pick it up just yet. Maybe just pick up a roamer here. The only question is, what roamer do they want? Joe is okay.
I think the blue isn't too bad.
I was going to say, is this Gatakacha time?
It could.
Revitalize with a Revitalize, you know? Ooh, we talked about him quite extensively yesterday.
Up until the grand finals. We haven't seen it just yet.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. They decided to go very, very traditional.
Dude, this is...
So it is a gold lane Freya.
Dude, FALCON MENA, they got a good draft for game 1, but that's what I said in game 1 just now, and then it didn't work out. So I don't know whether I should or should not trust.
And this is why I was saying earlier on in the draft, the Freya it's in a weird place because yes, statistically you go XP, but now it's still flexible. YSS in the late, pick 4, and then you also get the Yu Zhang. This is a power pick that we talked about for Sanji.
You know what I say?
What do you say?
She's a strong, independent buy laner. She can go gold and EXP. She can do both.
Hey, and there we go. The final pick here, Glue, going to be the answer. So a couple of things here, right? Glue's going to make Yi Sun-shin's life generally difficult, but that's not the only problem they have to worry about now. They have to worry about just getting wombo comboed from both sides. We've got Mystic Gushka from one side. We've got RWM, Glorious Pathway. Like, this is a ridiculous amount of setup.
I mean, like, personally for me, I'm on the Yu Zhang train right now. Give me the Sleeping Dragon. I'm going to give it over to you guys for game number 1 of this grand finals.
Yeah, I think we're all around the world on that Yu Zhang train right now. He has popped up so much already in the wild card. We've seen some impactful plays from all our XP laners. We'll see this clash out happen here for this one. Yu Zheng, the Paquito. It's going to be a matchup to watch out now. If you're just joining us for some reason after all these amazing days of the wild card, welcome to the last and final matchup. It's the grand finals of the MSC 2026 wildcard stage here. One of these teams will move forward to the main stage a couple weeks from now. Will it be FALCON MENA or the HUNS ESPORT?
All this for a golden key to join the big boys up on the big stage. Falcons almost immediately want to take advantage over this mid lane. Start poking out OU, make sure that he can't walk up freely here. Even Sano walking up into lane just to figure out where exactly still meta is going to start. And I love these openers coming in from both Falcons and as well as the HUNS.
Yeah, identical emblems here for our XP laners. Kenny taking a little bit of damage there, but it's going to be just fine. I think on this too, you have to see exactly what the rotation early on is going to be. Voyet, like we know with the YSS, he's really the one to kind of build up into, to try to get him to hyper carry up at this point with the YSS, and playing around the vision that's provided obviously with the Mountain Shocker and Sanji being on the Yu Zheng is I think what makes things pretty deadly to either scout things out or set things up for your favor. But like you mentioned, Gideon, the amount of crowd control and setup potential that the HUNS Esports' lineup can do for them is kind of the counterpunch to that.
Speaking of counterpunching, Bankai doing a very good job against Sanji in lane. Right now, Sanji is trying to hit level 4 or at least minimum level 3, and if Bankai messes up, hopefully he can make like a petrify play to get first blood. But so far, he knows that still meta is on that top side, and now the dive here onto Yuki. He wants Sano, and Sano pops the vengeance. Unfortunately for Yuki, just has to sit there and take it as Boyet gets first blood.
Yeah, he doesn't even flicker. He's like, nah, not worth it. There's 4 dudes here. I'm just going to take this one. Maybe you guys can get something else across the map. Turtle's about to spawn here. So the HUNS Esports will go ahead and rotate for this. They get in position. Team FALCON MENA going to respond as well. Boyet's just around the corner, but he might be a little bit too late for this one. Half health on the Turtle so far.
Boyet's about to hit level 5 here, and it looks like they're going to give this up as Cuffin and Troll will just maintain positions. They know that Sanji can't necessarily participate just yet. And I think this is a smart choice coming in from Falcons, right? Don't put yourself at risk. You already use a major amount of your ults down on the bottom side. Unless we see a very big mistake from the HUNS, that's when we punish.
Yeah, this is one of those lineups too with FALCON MENA that's just built around, you know, finding the fights that favor you. Now, how does that happen? Real world manipulation from Cuffin for the most part. Again, vision being a big part of that too. Sano's a threat. We've seen it before. You know, this time it's in the hands of Sano in the gold lane, but you've seen the Freya do this all wild cards, sometimes 1v2, 1v3. And yes, he's going to have a bit of a hard time going against a carry for now, and that's why they went with that early gank.
Oh,
Boyet's fine.
Dangerous, dangerous stuff here. Bankai, he could have forced a little bit more out of Boyet, but again, doesn't want to risk it knowing that Sanji at any point of time could look for the trade. However, Bankai's doing a very good job, but now down by the bottom side, we see that OU has found the catch of a lifetime with the help of still meta, but they don't have the damage to take out Troll just yet. The Mystic Gush coming in from Kenny, just not there.
That's such good use of the Glorious Pathway and the Revitalize, man. You know you don't have anywhere to go, and you're literally just a walking mystical horse, so you might as well just post up in your Glorious Pathway and heal through that damage. So he's fine. Revitalize will be back up in about a minute and a half or so here. He's going to have his Glorious Pathway too. But this is, again, one of those games where it's like, you can't expect too much yet in the early game. Both these lineups on this side are a little more passive, a little bit slower to build up, I feel like, in comparison to the compositions we've seen run, even in our last matchups here. So you're going to be fighting a lot around objectives, right? Turtles for now until eventually you scale up. Now, Yuki is a big part of that for the HUNS Esports. Obviously, Bankai provides a lot of damage. Kenny is well on the gourd, but it's essentially just kind of waiting for that time to come, that power spike, if you will.
Yeah, I think mostly there's only going to be a few heroes that actually participate in the earlier stages, right? And that one of them happens to be this Glue, which is getting attacked right now. Not much of an answer here as the Glorious Pathway is out. Mystic Gush already through, and Bankai takes out Sano. Still meta secures the turtle as the RWM is trying to look for trades. Sanji, he's got to get something here. Petrify onto 2, still has his gap closer, can still make it happen. Still meta finally dies, and I think that should be it. Bankai can't get Troll.
Wow, I'm actually surprised. I mean, they do get the turtle there for the HUNS, but I almost expected them to at least fight a little bit more there, or maybe they just got the call, you know what, Still Meta's going to go down, that's fine, they don't want to lose more, but I just felt like they had some more firepower with Bunkai and Yuki a part of that fight. They chose to be a little more disciplined than passive for now. Again, trying to scale up. Let's take a look at the instant replay here. This was a great Mystic Gush under the turtle. Across the board, Cuffin sets up the RWM, but because that Black Dragon form and the rest of the team to follow up, it pushes them back. And the HUNS Esports kind of just lets Still Meta go down. I mean, you know, there's not too much off of that they could do.
Glorious Pathway being used by Troll here. Not 100% sure what exactly happened, but considering that a majority of ults are still already out, I would assume that the HUNS may have been attacked, but still alive. Plenty of battle spells actually, so no real resources being thrown out here.
This is probably Gideon one of those games where it's just like, it's so neck and neck at this point. I mean, oh, there's this heavy spin.
Okay, can he survive this? Nope, the burst is just too much with the concussive blast on top of the full combination from Bunkai. Now they're going to convert this over down to the purple buff as Cuffin, he's trying to slow down OU. OU already got max stacks on top of Troll, but that's not his main target here as the purple buff gets stolen away. RWM into the Glorious Pathway. The split to buy just a little bit of time, and this should be another kill for Bunkai as Yuki double waves.
Man, they're so tanky, you know? I mean, the HUNS Esports, they'll walk into your jungle, put pressure where they want to, and take you down. And after that, you know, they can kind of pick and choose where they want to go if they have the heavy spin available, if they've got, especially got a Mystic Gush. The glue, as we talked about, is just so annoying to deal with because even if you try to get away, obviously he's going to stick to you, as his name is. But this turtle seems to be the trade. Team Falcons should be able to go ahead and just secure this one.
Yep, retreat is good. Sano making sure that Bunkai can't get into the middle of the fight, and if he overextends, Boyette is there to catch him. However, this is a full rotation coming in from the HUNS. OU looking for an angle, Still Meta as well. Decide to back it off. They don't want any fishy business against the Falcons.
Okay, relatively at this point in the game, you're just going and knocking down some base or some turrets across the map if you can. You've essentially evened things out. There's no massive lead for either team right now. Just a turret in favor of the HUNS. They might be able to go ahead and get this one if Bunkai can knock it down, but Sanji is here. Oh no, they're going to try to make a play. It looks like bottom side.
Yep, they conceal to get all the way down here, but OU, the living ward himself, making sure that he's got full vision over the situation. HUNS make the correct response. Bull out of there. No battle spells lost in the meantime, and they still have full control over the lanes.
That's what I'm talking about, man. The style of gameplay for these compositions, very kind of, do we choose this fight or not? We can back off, disengage. If we choose to, Bunkai.
Okay, forces out the flicker, but Sanji, he follows through, and he ends up dying for it. There's an opportunity for Boyette, but now we look to the top side as Sano is trying to clear out this wave, not give Still Meta an angle, as Troll is there to double confirm. There's only 2 guys here. Falcons take a big sigh of relief.
I'm interested. I mean, that was surprising that Sanji even goes down there. I don't think they had to. Mystic Gush used on Troll.
He's dead finally, as the spinning light wheel is going to be more than enough. The flicker a little late for Yuki,
boy.
as they do find him with the help of Boyette. Now locked down Still Meta, making sure he's making a play. Bunkai getting the mega kill, finding the opportunities to turn it for a 2-for-2 trade.
Some good setups there in the mid lane. They're going to trade across the map, though, as Tier 1 falls. It's knocked down by Sano. Just when you thought, you know, that was the setup that they wanted, it was a really good real-world manipulation from Cuffin, man. Let's take a look at the instant replay. They go fight under the Tier 1 turret in mid. This Mystic Gush pretty much takes care of Troll. He's gone, but they also get trapped in the real-world manipulation. Oh, meanwhile, in real time, there's another fight in the mid.
Yep, the Mystic Gush is already down. We've already... No, luckily, nobody dies here, okay? They're still pretty healthy, but however, that big Mystic Gush, that was their nuclear option, their deterrent to keep them off of the Lord. With that big ultimate down, I look at Falcons, they're missing the Glorious Pathway. They're also missing the RWM, so both nuclear options have been used.
Oh, man, interesting. Wings picked up here for Kenny. Kenny's got a little bit more extra movement speed and some shielding now, too. He's been very trigger happy with the Mystic Gush, and that's kind of what he has to do to keep sometimes the hesitation there for Team Falcons to move forward. They've got control of the Lord Pit right now. Projectiles being thrown out. There's the Glorious Pathway, though.
And now they're looking for a little bit more as the Black Dragon form is already out, and now the RWM, it stopped them just enough. Bunkai in trouble, and Sanji takes him out with the shot residue. Still Meta able to get the Lord, but the fight's not done just yet. As they pull on backwards, can they get Kenny? They catch him right at the end.
Cuffin comes in for the kill. They're able to get down 3. Yes, They lost the Lord, but they'll take another turret. Oh no, still meta. He's gonna get stunned.
Oh,
okay.
one more Void Blast. Oh, just short.
Okay, so he gets away. The HUNS Esports got the Lord. They end up losing that team fight though. They've got to be able to go ahead and lock down some of the team fighting positioning, because what they're having a hard time around the objectives is just getting trapped into these little choke points. Yuki too, really just kind of relying on having that flicker once it's available. He's got to be the one to kind of shred through these tankier members of Team Falcons, but when they're getting trapped in the real world manipulation, it's tough. Sano?
Okay, I think that Sano at this point, there's no point trying to run away. Troll is going to try his absolute best, but he's eventually going to burn down to OU. He's trying to get the reset on the split, but if they can take him out now with RWM, they don't have to worry about it. But on the opposite end, it's not all the same. Sanji end up dying here in trade, so it's still 2-for-1 in favor of the HUNS.
Oh, Troll, he's going to feel those light wheels. They do hold on for now. A little bit of damage to that bottom base turret. The shield goes down too. The HUNS Esports looking to just open up the map some more up to this point. I'm sitting here thinking, you know, Team Falcons, just like we saw in their last series, they've been on the defense, they've turned things around. They're potentially going to be able to go ahead and do it on here too, especially Flying Clouds.
Oh, they're going to make an attempt. Glorious Pathway is already out as they chase Sano. He's already chunked to 15%. The Turtle Bolt doesn't connect on anyone relevant, but that line. Sanji takes out Kenny just in time. Black Dragon Tail and Shao Resident keeps him alive, forcing Bankai to flicker forward to get something back. That's a 1-for-1, but so worth it for the Falcons.
Yeah, they had to trade it. They ended up trading it, taking care of Kenny in the mix. Taking a look at the items real quick here too. Let's make some understanding about how these team fights are going. Defensively, I think that's what the focus is going to be for the carries now for both sides.
Is OU trying to go for a Genius Wand here? What are we doing here?
He might be, yeah.
Right?
I think so, because he wants to complement the Gord, I'm assuming.
But Gord eventually does true damage. So it's like,
yeah.
Are you trying to speed up that process? Do you want the initial hit to hurt too? I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe for himself too, like in a way, you know?
I think the worst part is if he gets on top of Boyette, I think he can 100-0 Boyette with a split if he maxes out his items into that damage, right?
Yeah.
Some dangerous stuff.
Have we seen a glue do this?
I have seen a couple of glues. Usually they don't go for the Genius one. There are other items. Oh, and now we see another big purchase here coming in from Kenny. Yeah. This is going to be a game changer because now with the Ice Queen's wand, right, you don't have to like, oh, keep throwing the projectile out.
There it is.
Just throw out the AoE, right? Touch them just a little bit.
Yeah, really good timing for a lot of these core items for the HUNS. That's Malefic Roar picked up now for Bankai as well. So now you're going to be dealing with being slowed down, your magic resistance being shredded down too. And so it might convert to just these quick kills when the Mystic Gush is thrown out. Lord's going to be started up by the HUNS Esports, sitting on a 2,000 gold lead. We saw big items picked up now. They're going to have to win the fight.
Oh no, Sano, he's not there. And HUNS, they realize it. They're forcing the fight hard. OU, a little too deep for comfort. Couldn't get the split, and now they're forced to back off as Sano is here. It's a 5v4 scenario, but they're not going to stop. Oh my goodness, Boyette, he gets it. The RWM keeps everybody else in check. 11-10 so far, and Boyette turns it into 12. Sano keeping them in place. Good plays from the Falcons, but they want a little bit more, but the HUNS refuses to give it to them. Take our turrets, but you won't take our lives.
Man, that was a really good fight, and again, you can see why the Yu Zhang pick is so good. Once OU kind of overextended and died, Sanji is enough of a threat to push everyone essentially off the Lord pit. Still meta tried, you know, utilizing the heavy spin, try to get the retribution off, did not happen. And so now they're going to lose the tier 2 turret in the mid. Lord is up top. It's being worked on by Yuki. So they still have a defense capability here with this kind of lineup. Lord's taken care of, but they do lose some turrets. And that's what Team Falcons meta needed to happen because, again, playing behind, they needed to go ahead and get some equilibrium on the map.
I love the plays coming up from the HUNS, though. The small little micro mechanics to pull. Wait, hold on, Kenny. He's in trouble. They're sending the Black Dragon form, forcing the flicker out early on just to get the T2. But no matter what, Falcons were not able to get an inhibitor. So really, it's just an economic advantage.
When Crown picked up here for Boyette. Might need that for these next team fights, or essentially the next Lord in about a minute and a half here. But right now, Team Falcons, I would say they're really showing their team fighting capabilities. You know, that decision making. They know that sometimes, oh, Troll's probably concealed. They're gonna counter conceal as well. So that has been the nature of the game, right, Gideon? It's been either initiate or disengage. It's been back and forth, both sides. But essentially, the main thing for Team Falcons is I feel like they're just showing us more of this kind of team fighting presence that's working for them right now. They know that OU, for the majority of the time, is going to be trying to stick to someone, right? He's going to be trying to, even if it's Boyette, if he can. Boyette's been really good at kind of staying away from that happening. And then if they can cut off OU from the team and take him out, then re-engage. And this is why this usage of Troll's Glorious Pathway is so important, because it's either he's using it to engage or disengage for the team. And that's such a simple ultimate, but it's so powerful in this context.
Let's also talk about some of the trigger fingers here, right? What are the big things that we're looking for to connect? And I think number one, it has to be the RWM. It's caught multiple people before, but it doesn't have enough damage yet to 100-0 somebody. Not like Kenny on the opposite side, right? Whoever gets hit by that projectile, everybody's kind of dumping themselves on it. I think...
Oh, Divine Glaive too.
Yeah, some really big damage. I mean, considering everything, like, Bankai was winning the lane hard. They've reset a couple of times, and now that we're 12-10, Sanji is actually caught back up despite the horrendous early game.
Yeah, this is one of those things now too. Now the Divine Glaive is online, the burst damage can be even more devastating for whoever gets caught. That's why you see too some magic resist items being built up. Athena's shield now for Sanji, as he's a lot of the times up at the front, flying around, doing his thing, trying to set things up to allow that YSS or the Freya here to get in range. So the Lord is up now. They're going to go ahead and just get in position. No one will fully commit to it just yet, because they want to fight for this space here. The Huns might take a different approach. Conceal was used. Things were spawning out, though.
This is good. This is actually really, really good for the Huns. Now, they don't have access to global vision with that turtle boat no longer. And Sano, he clears open the tri-brush, and OU is taking space on that top side. The push and pull is looking very good as Sano wants to correct that wave down on that bottom side. Top side is currently at a 50-50. Both sides have not prepared well enough for this Lord to stick on it for that long.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to actually be able to go ahead and pull this off, but it looks like the Huns Esports wants to blitz it down.
Oh, Troll, he's going to get the first initial stun onto Kenny. The Black Dragon form is already out. Cuffin already dead. Oh, you catches him with the split. Sano now in the middle of the fight, but he's losing all of his health because of the heavy spin. Boyette able to take one. Still meta. Gets another. Kenny takes out Sanji, turning it into a 3 for absolutely nothing. But at least Boyette got the Lord.
Boyette got the Lord, but with a carry and the rest of the team here, it's going to get shredded down very quickly. You see him, he wanted to cut the wave in the mid, but not there in time, so now Boyette has to get back to base as the HUNS Esports looking to go further. They still have that cannon minion in the wave here. They're going to push it in.
Oh, glorious pathway to slow down that one minion. It's a good idea. However, they need to pull the minions away. Boyette, he's got the turtle boat. He's going to get rid of one more. There's still the cannon there as Yuki takes the tower shot. He's got retribution. He hits it. Unfortunately, he has a sliver of health left. Breaks it just in time. And now the RWM to try and punish as Boyette gets back into the fight. However, it is not enough. 2 inhibitors end up falling.
Flying clouds.
He's going for it. Flickers forward. Not done just yet. The Valkyrie, where is he going? The Black Dragon form now just said, you know what? We're just going to get still meta and call it a day.
Okay, they got something. The HUNS Esports wanted to end the game there, but it was great defense from Team FALCON MENA. Really good usage of the Winter Crown too, to kind of clear things out and stay alive for long enough for the rest of the team to come back up. So the game isn't over just yet, but the HUNS Esports really showing that they have that grit to end this game. Think about it, Gideon. I mean, we haven't seen a game go this long, up into that 18+ minute mark, almost a 20-minute mark. So close, right? I mean, economically, it's pretty much just evens across the board. Maybe not so much between the XP laners, but again, Sanji's value on the Yuzhong isn't so much just the items, it's just the ability to go ahead and push forward and make the Huns disengage a bit with the Black Dragon form. And sometimes if you catch them being overextended, then you're able to go ahead and make something happen for them. But still, the HUNS Esports finds themselves knocking down 2 base turrets of Team Falcons.
That Black Dragon form can force fights, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's good, right? They got to be very, very careful with the way that they approach these. They're looking to get some of the bigger targets. Man, Kenny is really well protected right now, and I think that's the big issue. HUNS, they've got some incredible defense, especially when they're making sure that both Yuki and Kenny stay alive in relevant points. And yes, they do sacrifice a little bit of people to make sure they do so, and that's why we're in 19 minutes, but hey, it's better than losing the game outright.
Okay, at this point, you're just fighting for this positioning because in 30 seconds that Lord will be up, and this is a big one for the HUNS Esports, especially if they can go ahead and lock it in. Boy, it's been really good, though. This is one of the things about a YSS, you know, that Yisun Chin, you're able to go ahead and get vision, but also just kind of swoop on in, get the retribution out. And so sometimes that might just be the winning condition. You know, go get that Lord, secure it, disengage, and then get ready. But the HUNS Esports, I don't know if they're going to let that happen this time. They are set up, ready to go ahead and start up this Lord, blitz it down. It's an evolved Lord. Sanji picking up the pauldrons. He's got vision. Troll as well. He has an immortality, so they're showing face, and that leaves the HUNS Esports a little hesitant to go with that Lord take.
Yep, I think this is a reset angle, right? HUNS, they need to correct that top wave. If they correct that top wave, then they can force Falcons to send a member up there. Sano right now has to manage the mid wave. Bottom is naturally going to be pushing, so HUNS, there's no onus on them, really. No pressure at all. Whoa, boy, yeah. Traceless forward, gets hit by the projectile, but no punish just yet. Bankai thinking about it. Asano's in the back line. Oh, you in trouble. Flickers away. Turnabout's already down, and nobody is able to find a kill. Oh, it's good! Kenny hits two. Bankai flickers forward and secures the kill. Otakov inside. He gets on top of Sanji. Petrify's already down. Troll in some trouble as the split comes through. Heavy spin as well. Black Dragon form on towards Kenny. Sideno taking out his Boya. Takes out Bankai. Yuki onto Troll. And now the immortality item swapped. Come through. And they are good. The HUNS find the wipeout.
Kenny with the athletic flicker, as I like to call it. He bought the winner crown, flickered forward, and picked up an immortality. The HUNS Esports had a team fight of lifetime in game one for that one. They'll take game one in the best of three. That was